Poor bastard. Yeah, I guess. What do you mean, you guess? He just lost his wife of 50 years a year ago. He's allowed. Accent on the year ago. He was getting better there for a while. I don't know why he had to go off the deep end again. Bill used the bar towel to mop up the vomit around Eric Mulberg's head, where it lay sleeping peacefully on the bar. I ought to call Liam. Cut him some slack, woman. He's been picked up on D&D twice already this month. Yeah, well, he sits on the city council, for crying out loud. Guys on the city council can't get blind drunk when their wives die on them? You wouldn't get blind drunk if I died? Bill didn't have an answer for that, but the fact remained that Eric Mulberg had gone from city father to public nuisance in a downward spiral that had been dizzying to watch. Still, it was something else they could fight about, not that they lacked for bones of contention to growl over in the past month. The events at Old Man Creek had taken a toll on both of them. Bill because Moses had been shot, and Moses because he had lived. Amelia Gerhardt had died. Young, wounded Amelia, scarred by neglectful parents, abused by her husband. Moses had been on a fair way to rescuing her, to breaking the cycle of abuse and setting her feet, however shakily, on the path to a different life. And then she was dead, shot to death by the same man who had tried to kill him, just when she had begun to learn how to live. Bill and Moses had been snapping and snarling at each other ever since they got back. As testified to by Evan Gray, one of Bill's regular customers currently seated 3 stools down. He was also Newenham's main connection for dope. If you rolled your own, you went to Moccasin Man, so-called because he wore beaded buckskin from head to toe, for the best grade of Thunderfoot from Wasilla or Kona Gold from Hawaii. Gets kind of tiresome cleaning puke off the bar, he said. Evan was also a serious rounder, and he smiled at Bill Billington, happy to give her aid and comfort in her argument with Moses. Moses Alukiuk, certified Alaskan old fart, only smiled, albeit his nastiest, dirtiest, most spawn of Satan smile. Playing out of your league, sonny. She'd eat ya alive. Bill's spine stiffened, and she glared at Moses. Never mind that they'd been lovers from the night of the day they had met. When he got proprietary, she got her back up. And even when he didn't. I beg your pardon, she said, her tone frosty. You can make your apology horizontally, Moses said, later. The other patrons sitting at the bar roared their approval, including the women. Bill slapped the bar towel down. That's it, Alukiuk, out! Out! He repeated his evil grin, only it was a lot more personal this time. He didn't leave either, instead swaggering over to the jukebox. Moments later, Jimmy Buffett was singing about a smart woman in a real short skirt. Bill, her eagle's mane of white hair considerably ruffled, ignored him and called Liam to come pry Eric Mulberg off her bar. There was no answer. She left a message that should have melted down the voicemail circuitry and slammed the phone into its cradle. Bad day? She looked up to see Wyanette Chouinard regarding her with a sympathetic eye. Bad month, she said, casting a sidelong look at Moses, now regaling a tableful of other old farts with some yarn about a duel to the death with a king salmon the size of Moby Dick. Y followed her gaze. I hate men, she said in agreement. Liam? And Tim. What's wrong with Tim? Y sat on a stool. Nothing caning wouldn't cure. Bill, startled out of her irritation, laughed. Ship him off to Singapore, then. She pulled Y an Alaskan amber and set it on the bar in front of the pilot. Y took a long pull and said, I can't do that. He'd probably start a war, and then I'd have the State Department all over my ass. They laughed together this time. But seriously, folks, Bill said, what's wrong with Tim? Usual teenage stuff? That too. What else? I'm letting his mom see him. He hates her, and he hates me for making him see her. Y took another long, soothing draught of beer, and regarded the mug with a weary kind of satisfaction. The great thing about winter is that daylight decreases by 5 minutes and 44 seconds a day, and I can drink earlier.